Hey guys, welcome back to Chrono Trigger. And we kind of had a bit of a
mishap,
if you will. Not so much on our end, because you can see this is where we ended up. But I had to start over because all the footage
Can you guess?
all the footage we recorded got corrupted.
Yep, Elgato does it again.
So, it was 5 episodes of footage at least?
It was roughly 4 or 5.
So something like that.
Footage,
so it was just
over and over, just corrupted shit.
Yeah, so just completely unusable. So I had to start from scratch to get us back up to. So here's where I actually got to. We just got Frog back. For those of you who know the game, I was on my way to getting him magic. So we were just about to go to Magus's castle. But I was going to go to the end of time first. So it was just up there, and then that's when we realized that all the stuff was messed up.
Yep.
So I had to replay it to get up to here. And where we left off was I just died at the end of the bridge. And that's also where I have to kind of apologize, where I was not paying attention, just kind of blazing through the game, which I kind of have done here, so that's why levels may not be the same. But we shall press on. I'll try to do my best to not mess up. I've already talked to him and got the gold helm.
And did you have to give them beef jerky or something?
Yeah, I already did that.
Okay.
So literally, we just get right to it. What's funny is last time when we were doing this for real, I mean, we're doing it for real again, but last time I just started at the boss to try to save us some time.
Yeah.
But didn't really have that option this time around. Because I wanted to show you guys, hey, this is where we messed up. And this is why, all levels might be different, and I don't know, it's tough to play an RPG exactly the same twice.
You said that once we get back to that point, we're just going to go back to the other save file that has all of our efforts on it, so yeah.
Yeah, this is just to get us to where we left off, and then as soon as we do that, we can go back to our main file, because this one I just kind of rushed. And I did the thing where I just kind of, to make it quicker for me, I just sold stuff I didn't need. And I even used the, the tabs.
I was wondering why you didn't sell the stuff in your other file, you said you keep them, but I was like, you don't need 3 load swords.
Well, yeah. I don't know. For me, I guess because
you said you wanted to keep it for to see how far you've come and stuff. But
that's my own personal preference.
Sell that shit. But okay, I understand.
Plus, I do admit, in certain games where
if
I'm overpowered.
Inventory, I guess.
Yeah, there's unlimited inventory, but there have been some games where I've been overpowered. On New Game Pluses, I'll give myself a challenge and I'll use the worst weapons for a while.
Oh, yeah?
I'll find the mop, which is the worst weapon for Chrono.
Uh-huh.
And just use that for a little stretch just to give myself kind of a challenge. Okay, so round 3. Technically.
Yeah.
Alright, so my strat. I'm gonna kill the bottom half first. With Luca. Chrono's gonna work on this, and you will be the healer. I forget what I have. Oh yeah, just got magic, so don't have much yet. I forget how creepy this thing actually is. I know I just saw it not that long ago, but it's still creepy.
Mm-hmm. It kind of has really thick thighs.
Well, it's 2 separate monsters, joined together.
Oh yeah, I thought it was all skeletal, but yeah.
Because I think there's
the bottom half is actually something else.
Yeah, it's got in the pelvis bone area, it's got eyes.
Yeah, and I think that opens up, with a mouth or something. It's
something like that.
Between the ribcage and the pelvis is a mouth. Huh.
I know there's another version of this monster that has a core in the middle as its stomach area.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna heal after that.
Yeah, there we go.
So James.
Yeah?
I think I've asked this to you before, but I think all the audio had to be deleted because it's from previous things. But
Yeah, the corrupted ones.
yeah. So, and I granted I already know the answer to it anyway. But what are some of your favorite like bad movies that you know are bad, but you love them anyway? It's sort of like your guilty pleasure movies.
Did I answer this? I don't even
I think
remember
so.
what I answered the first time.
Well, because like one of the things you said you really love is like really awful horror movies.
Oh yeah,
you
okay.
You
No, I
freaking
remember
love those
that.
things.
Yeah, just in general, I do like bad horror movies. I can't really think off the top of my head any. I think I mentioned Doom. Yeah, I like Doom, even though it's usually considered a pretty crappy movie, like most video game adaptations. But I just like it. I like Dwayne Johnson just Dwayning it up, and I mean, as weird and cheesy as it is, that last part of the movie where it goes first person it's actually kind of cool.
That's kind of what I hear. Like most people say, yeah, the movie's awful, but that one part is pretty badass.
It was pretty sick. Other movies that are like generally everyone seems to like say is like bad, but I like. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Well, how about like the ones that people or like they're so bad they're good kind of movies?
No, I know. That's what I was kind of thinking, but I guess Troll 2 or something. Yeah,
That's a quote unquote good
I watched
one.
a bunch of like yeah, The Room. Of course, my friends and I always quote The Room. That movie's just so unbelievably bad that you just kind of soak it in and get with it.
I have a tough time sitting through that movie. It's so bad.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I sat through some pretty hefty shit.
Honestly, I would say, even though it's been called the worst movie ever, by lots of people, I think Plan 9 from Outer Space is a far more watchable and enjoyable movie than The Room.
Well, it's because Ed Wood is so earnest. Like, even when he has like nothing, no like shitty props, no time, no actors, he still tries. Like I think James Wolfe put it best. It's like no one went as earnestly and as like recklessly hard at making films as Ed Wood. The guy was just like a unstoppable force that pumped them out, and he did love making films. Even though people say like a lot of his films are kind of, you know, you look at them and you're just like, whoa, these are rough.
That's kind of my thing. Like when people are like, oh, Ed Wood's an awful director and blah blah blah, it's like, you know, the man never had a budget. He had no resources, but he put it together and made movies. Like, you can say what you will about the movies, but he wanted to make movies and he did it.
You ever see that movie of Ed Wood?
Yes, I have.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's a really good movie of showing like just kind of what he was all about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was that one point in the movie where he's like, cut, perfect, and everyone else is like kind of quiet. They're like, it was perfect. Are you sure you don't want another take? And he's like, no, we don't need another take. It was great.
We can't afford another take.
Yeah, that's that.
I mean, it's like that frustration of like, look, tape. Like, I have 3 days to make a movie.
Ed Wood was truly one of the pioneers of guerrilla filmmaking. Just like, get it all in one take. There's no post to fix it, you know?
I'm just kind of displaying the fact that these things happen here. But yeah, as I said, I got a lot of respect for the guy. Like he was indie film before there was indie film.
Yeah.
Like I'm convinced if he were alive today, he would totally embrace YouTube. He would totally be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, you definitely have a point right there. Ed Wood,
he would embrace that with a heartbeat.
Yeah, definitely fitting in with YouTube.
And speaking of, I mean, I've seen things on YouTube worse than Plant 9 and The Room. So it's like, so calling that like the worst thing ever made, it's like, nah. And
well, I mean, people say that because it was like, you know, it has that status of like being officially backed by like the studio and actually distributed, like, you know, in theaters and all that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just some crummy, like, you know, backwater tape you find that someone like filmed their childhood fancies on of like, I'm gonna make an alien film. Of course, their alien film's gonna be worse than Plan 9 from Outer Space, but you know. Actually, I read this book called Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, and they made a film, a indie film. Well, not indie film, but like, you know, like it was like one of those smaller films on like the Sundance circuit.
Right.
And yeah, it's basically that, like these two kids that hang out. This one like nerdy white kid and like this really really short black kid. They just hang out and make films, really bad films, like they
kind of like home movies.
They're just dicking, yeah, like home movies.
That's the cartoon,
except
right?
The Dying Girl is this girl that I forget the name of the main guy. Like he doesn't mention his name because it's all in first person. But he was friends with this girl, and then he finds out from his mom like she has leukemia, and she's dying. And
that's rough.
It's like this interesting mix of like a kid. Whoa. I got nervous for a second because the cat bolted. I was like, just don't bolt over the keys. Just bolt behind the keys. You know? But what I was saying is it has this interesting mix of like finding yourself as like, you know, as most teenager type films do, but it's done in a way that doesn't sound like feel like it's like trotting over like, you know, worn out ground that we've been through before. And then also this whole young boy dealing with death. Like both he and her, like she deals with it in one way, he deals with it in another way, and like, yeah, I liked the book. It was funny. It definitely had like some pretty on point writing. As for the film, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's good or bad. Like, I don't know.
That's the thing. Like adaptations are always a hit or miss.
Yeah, like I know right off the bat from looking at the trailer that the nerdy white kid, he's not fat. In the book, he mentioned, like, it's mentioned that he's not like thin. So, but in the film, they get some like thin, scrawny white kid. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll let you have that pass. But his black friend is short. Like, it's been mentioned, like, how extremely short he is in the book. Like, and yet, like, I don't know how tall the black guy is in the film, but like, he doesn't look like all that short. Like, he's not like as short as me. I don't think. I don't know. But yeah, I can forgive those. Whatever. That's just me nitpicking as I always do, because I love to nitpick fucking shit to death. And then what I have left is the crusted remains of what I love. Like, anyone that knows me is like, I go through the films and they're like, James, are you sure you love this film? I was like, yes! Now it's time to criticize the shit out of it, because I fucking hate this part. And they're like, but you love it. I was like, I love it. And now I'm a tough love sort of guy. It's gonna get its wax in before I embrace it. All's fair. Oh, I remember this part. Hammer guys and non-hammer guys.
Yep. They're pretty easy.
Yeah, there's just so many of them in this area.
And I'm probably not going to be skipping as many battles because I don't remember what level I was when I actually did this the first time.
Yeah.
I'll probably be fine because I know how to do it. But...
like you said earlier in the other videos, like, you can play the game whatever way. Like, power through it and grind, or just blaze through it and skip, and you'll be okay. It'd be harder, of course, but, you know. I think we mentioned at this part how pretty the water is.
Yeah. Power mill. I forgot what that power from. Huh?
Wait, what? What is that? Did you have that before? What's a power meal?
I don't remember. I don't even remember where I got it.
It's a yellow item. Is that important?
No, it just means it's usable from the menu. I can always relate to the making of home movie type things. I did that quite a bit as a kid.
Yeah, you did it a lot more than me. I didn't have access to a camera or anything. Like, well, yeah, every so often, like, my Polish friend Nick would bring over his camera and we'd mess around with it. Just, like, do stupid shit. Like, oh, I can teleport down the stairs. Like, you know, just very simple rudimentary editing things. But hey, you gotta get your start somewhere.
Yep.
And now I'm the editor of this channel. But, yeah. We just mess around with it. Do mock anime fight scene bullshit.
My friends and I were very into like the
Wrestling, huh?
We did wrestling definitely, but also we moved on to just doing like skit comedy.
Yeah.
And like trying to improv things. Because we were very much into Whose Line Is It Anyway at the time.
Oh yeah, Whose Line? Yeah. So
we ended up making quote unquote 3 movies. Just based on like stringing random things together.
Oh man, that sounds like the plot to Me and Earl and the Dying. Because, okay, sorry to interrupt you, but he makes all those movies, those really shitty movies, that all of them are like not like he knows it too. They're like just knockoffs of famous films. So like instead of Vertigo, he like if you look at like the movie trailer, like it has like a bunch of mock posters that they drew, like made themselves. Instead of Vertigo, it's like where'd he go? And like instead of what
I
was
like
it?
that.
It was some like it was some like some weirdo German film that that got them started. Like they loved it so much they wanted to do it themselves and do it better, but they did it worse. It was called like The Wrath of God, like some guy's name, like I'll call him like Frank and the Wrath of God or whatever. So they made their own film called Frank and the Wrath of God 2. and it basically follows that formula, like, you know, instead of like say like Transformers, it'd be like Transmorphers, or like, except that actually exists. But
yeah,
like, so they do all that shit, and then his mother found his films, and she compiled it together and put it like as a commemoration for the girl's death. And like he and Earl were like, oh no, like the whole school had to sit and watch through all this bad bullshit with like Lego people, for some of them bad acting, bad camera work, can barely see what they filming on park type.
Just like the cringeworthy, like
he looks at Earl and he's like, this is it, we're over that, this is it, no one's gonna fucking talk to us ever again.
Oh, I just noticed that little rainbow down there.
Oh yeah,
it's really nice. I mean, the whole game is pretty, but that's nice stuff.
I mean, that's like, I mean, if you don't look close enough, you'd miss it. Like we
throwing rocks at
probably did actually the first time around. See, second time around, we're soaking in more of the details.
I will say this though about our movie making experience, is that the first one we were all awful. Like, granted, we had no script. We never had scripts ever. We would like give ourselves like, all right, here's the basic idea for this scene,
An outline, yeah.
And that was kind of it. And some of us were kind of naturally better at making up things or just coming up with words to say than others.
Yeah.
But even the ones that were like, oh, I'm okay at it, it was still pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like, ooh, he's like like visibly struggling to think of like something clever to say.
The whole,
and also like
the whole teenage playwright, like just
yeah,
looking at the audience.
And this is like we were doing this in high school, so
no man, don't look at the audience.
I mean, there was
like,
just to give you an example, like of one of it, like the first movie, like started off with a plot,
and it just devolved.
And then it just devolved completely. But like the beginning of it was like, I had gotten drunk and passed out, and someone came in and stole a lot of my stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I was trying to figure out who it was. So I was having the conversation with one of my friends, and the person who was the perpetrator was actually being the cameraman at that scene. Oh. And so the other friend was like, you know what, I bet it's that guy, and points to the camera.
Oh, that reminds me of
and I unwittingly, but I kind of knew it after I said it, but I came up right away. I was like, what do you mean, the wall? Because I was making a movie joke of like, it's the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Because he just broke it and I had to unbreak it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like, I was like, oh, that was rather clever of me. Even though I didn't, I didn't think of it at the time.
Yeah. We all have our moments.
And then like our second movie, we actually tried to stick to a plot, but still kind of, it's still like midway through fell apart, but we but we were all kind of visibly better at we were more natural in our delivery of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And then by the third one that we made, I would actually say it's not great, but we actually followed a formula all the way through, and we followed a plot all the way through, and we were all like just nailing the funny.
Okay.
Like there's like some legitimately, I think back and I was like, oh yeah, that was really freaking funny. It's still super immature and dumb, but that's okay. That's what we're going for.
Like you were like 13 or something?
No. By that point, I was in early college.
Oh. Okay.
So we had...
But I mean, I still, like, it's just whatever. It's
and again,
friends,
it's friends messing around with the camera. No budget, no actual editing. It's all shooting things in order because we don't have a way to edit it.
For funsies.
For fun. Completely for fun.
But, like, I was gonna say that reminds me of, like, in this anime, Hyoka, there's an episode, like, it's like a mystery anime, where, like, but, it's more, like, it's set in Japanese high school, so, like, how big can the mysteries be? But they go places with it. But one of them was, like, it was the mystery of, the film club wanted, like, the main character is Oreki, and they wanted Oreki to, like, find out, how this film ends. Because the film club had this film, but it had no ending to it. It was, like, just stopped in mid-production because of, people leaving, complications, stuff happening. And, like... He finds out, like, he figures it out. He's like, oh, I see. He's like, it's the cameraman that did it. The exact same thing. Like, it was pretty cool because, like, the whole time, like, yeah, the acting was bad, really bad, but, like, the at least the whole, like, plot was solid. Like, it was written by, like, a student that was actually originally, like, just, like, not part of the film club or anything. She was like, I don't know. Like, maybe in, like, the literary club or something. Or, no, not the literary club, but something like that. And so she didn't, like, she had, like, issues with writing it. And, like, it was kind of him figuring out what was going through her mind throughout writing it. And, yeah, it was a pretty solid episode.
So we are just at
Have you
the
waited
boss.
long enough? Do they just fall asleep? Oh, wait, he's back.
They wake up. I guess they're
He's back.
they're just slow, I guess. But they're also lazy. They don't really want to fight. And I can't see the time from here.
I can.
Because we're about at the boss.
Yeah.
Jerk. I could fight him, but screw it. Alright, we're just go for it, I guess.
Yeah. I remember him. He's not like... Wait.
So,
yeah.
I think that's Mune.
Yeah.
We did have a long conversation of the fact that, as a kid, I didn't know it was Mune.
Yeah.
Because there's no, like... Who would I have known to would have corrected me? So I was reading it as I can. Like, Masa is easy.
And as I said, like, Japanese is like every single syllable is divided up, so that's how you just know.
So for me, it's like M-U-N-E. How would you say that? Mune.
Yeah. Just like people mispronounce the name Shizune as Shizune. It's like, it's not Shizune. But, whatever.
So even though, like, I now know the correct pronunciation, in my head it'll always be the Masamune.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I'll also admit that pronunciation was never... There's been plenty of things where, like, even as an adult, I'm like, how do you say that word? I have no earthly idea. Like,
They got their own X chop.
Yeah, and they counter everything, I discovered. Like, doesn't really matter what you do. So, it's just like...
a DPS race?
Pretty much. It's really just like, hit him a few times, heal up, hit him a few times.
Yeah.
And you just gotta kill one, you don't have to kill both. Like, one somewhat embarrassing mistake I did once was... I didn't know... Like, when you write the name homonym, it doesn't look like it's not pronounced the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
And I tried to say it phonetically in front of a group.
Oh, yeah.
And people started giggling, like, what? It's like, it's pronounced homonym. Like, oh. Wow, I'm feeling dumb, and I'm a grown man.
I mean, I don't know if I ever told this, but like I had a similar thing. Was like I didn't know how to pronounce baloney because when you spell it, it's like it's Bologna. So I said Bologna, and that got like I was in my chemistry class because like my teacher was using like bologna sandwiches as like a example of like how to like for like chemical equations.
Mm-hmm.
Like you take the let's pretend this atom this molecule is bologna and this is other molecule is the bread or whatever. And I was like, I raised my
That's
hand.
an interesting way to.
I raised my hand. And I was like, what the heck is Bologna? And he just stares at me like I'm the stupidest. And the whole class starts laughing. I'm just like, fuck. My mom thought it was hilarious. To this day, she quotes it. She's like, you want some Bologna? I was like, you know what? I was like, we never had bologna in our house, Mom. How the fuck was I supposed to know it's spelled that way? Like, usually I can get it. Because like foreign languages, you can like usually like look at it and see like where like things are. But I think that's just a weird like I would expect it at the very least. Okay, it's not like bologna as in like N-I, but I would at least expect like N-E. Bologna.
Yeah.
Like, but no, it's Bologna. Like there's N-A. Nah, that's a hard A. But what is it like? Is it derived from French or something? I bet. Fucking French. Like French is like I can never get some of the weirdo pronunciations, and I don't. If I'm offending you and you're from France, I'm sorry. I just like your language has something like chateau, like is it E-A-U chateau to make the O sound?
Mm-hmm.
Chateau. I was like for the longest time I was like I tried to sound it out because I was like well there has to be like I try to like make sense of it.
That's an interesting question. Where would bologna be from, or Bologna?
Bologna. I don't know.
Or a lot of people say Bologna.
From Bologna. Huh?
Is it a German thing? It would seem like it would be a German thing.
Maybe, and there's also like, what is it? Bolognese.
Bolognese.
Bolognese. Like N-E-S-E. Bolognese.
Yeah.
But actually, I think that might be Italian. Maybe it's Italian. Huh. Ooh!
Oh yeah, this big old guy. I'm gonna do a heal just because. This is the first time we get a different boss music, just because it's to signify it's a major boss and a major turning point in the story.
Yeah.
We've been ignoring Chrono Trigger this whole time.
Well, I mean,
just kind of chit-chatting.
But not sorry, because we've gone through all this.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I still love this. This game is great, no matter how many times you play it.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this is a game that you get New Game Plus for crying out loud. It encourages you to go back and blaze through it and get the different endings.
A lot more text experiment.
Mm-hmm. I love how he just has like this gigantically like
judo chop.
just big old muscular body and like teeny tiny legs.
Yeah. Like his legs seem a bit like too small to support him.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is Akira Toriyama verse. Things can be weirdly proportioned. It doesn't matter.
I wonder if this design has shown up in any of his anime stuff or books.
There's definitely things that are similar.
There are definitely things that are similar. Like in one of them I remember that we talked about, we can point out when we get to it.
Like Ozzy just looks like a obese Piccolo, almost. A little.
A little bit. I mean, he doesn't have. I don't think he has the antenna.
He doesn't have the antenna, but he has like similar body features. He doesn't have those weird like pink like weird.
I think like anything with the pointy ears, long pointy ears, kind of resembles that, and there's a lot of that in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, she got hurt. I'm gonna give her a. Yeah. That's what I was waiting for.
Akira Toriyama's like the one that's kind of danced around between manga, video game. Like he'd help with video game developers by helping them with character design, and also of course animation with like Dragon Ball Z and all that. I don't know too many other like mangaka that have done that. Like, it's not like I know, like, probably because they're too fucking busy with just doing their, like, just running their manga. But, like, I never know too many, like, prolific, like, artists / mangaka that, like, hey, let me, like, well, there's gotta be.
I'm sure there is. It's
like,
just...
Like, I know there's, like, some that, like, have also dabbled in other things. Like, I know the designer for, Castlevania, like, the art for Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, of the era of, like, Symphony of the Night, Blood Moon of the Quartet or whatever, I don't know. Like they're all like they're named after that, like Symphony of the Night, Requiem of the Bloodlust, and Quartet of the Dam, and Barbershop Quartet of the Dam.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. I know he's done other
It's
stuff.
like, shoo-ba-doo-wop, give us your brains.
We're dead. We're burning in hell.
What is a man but a something of secret? I forget that line.
That cheesy line. I love that line too.
I do too.
It's like it's like trying to wax poetic in this cray video game. And say what you want, it actually has like some like, you know, literary like weight to it. Yeah, it's taking place in a weird video game where like Dracula is just like this guy that like just revitalizes himself for every installment. And yeah, you're like some idiot that's like wielding around a whip, which is like the most ineffective lethal weapon ever. It's like in Dark Souls, where like the whip, it's very effective. It gets exposed flesh. Oh, Whitney, like what? How many fucking enemies you're gonna encounter that have exposed flesh? Everyone's duped down in armor.
Yeah. Or have no flesh to speak of.
Yeah, well, okay, the beginning enemies have exposed flesh because they're just hollows. They're just basically like that world's version of like, you know, zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they're just gonna be running around naked and like, trying to kill you. So you can whip them, sure, but like there's still other shit that's much better.
Stop killing her. Seriously.
Stop that. Stop that, I say. Man, I forgot how long he takes. I mean,
Yeah.
He's tough.
He is. They are.
Yeah, I guess.
There we go.
There we go.
That got it. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. And everyone almost leveled up. Alright. Yep, they did. Glad you had fun.
Okay. Get a fix.
I think I remember at this point when I was actually playing it through for my very first time. I was like, what do you mean fix us?
Yeah.
I went through all that and it's not even a thing? Let me get the sword, this pick
Yeah.
first, and then get out of the mountain. Then we'll end the episode.
It's kind of a cool concept. It was like, this weapon was once really amazing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been so long.
Yep. And also, it's like, alright, you went through all this, but it ain't over yet. Alright, so,
Whoosh.
out we go! Whee! Do bounce, 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 bounce. Alright, guys.
Okay.
That'll do it for this episode of Chrono Trigger, so stay tuned for more, and thank you so much for watching. And I'm gonna go heal.